My friends, every single morning, God gives you a brand new chance, a new sunrise, a new breath, a new opportunity. But the real question is, do you wake up with God or do you wake up with your phone? We open our eyes to notifications, but not to gratitude. We chase the world, but forget the one who created it. Imagine how your day would transform if the first voice you heard wasn't from your alarm, but from your soul whispering, "Thank you, God, for one more day." When you wake up with God's blessings, you don't just wake up, you rise. You rise with purpose, with peace, with power. Because energy is not in coffee, it's in connection. The divine connection, and once your spirit is aligned with God, no negativity, no failure, no fear can stop you. Today, let's learn how to wake up with God's energy and live unstoppable lives. Because the morning you win is the life you win. When you open your eyes each morning, before the rush of the world floods in, there is a small, sacred moment, a moment that belongs only to you and to God. In that soft light, before the noise of life begins, gratitude has the power to turn an ordinary day into something extraordinary. Gratitude is not just about saying, "Thank you," when life is good. It's about feeling thankful even when life feels uncertain. It's about recognizing that every single breath you take is a silent miracle. Most people wake up and instantly think about what they don't have, the deadlines, the arguments, the worries, the bills, and they forget the blessings that quietly surround them. But those who wake up with gratitude see life differently. They don't wait for happiness to come, they create it from the smallest moments. Think about it. When was the last time you paused in the morning and simply appreciated the fact that you woke up? The truth is, someone didn't. Somewhere, someone took their last breath last night. And yet, you were chosen to open your eyes again today. That alone is a blessing so powerful that it deserves your first thought. Gratitude transforms the ordinary into divine connection. It doesn't require wealth, success, or perfection, just awareness. Awareness that God has given you another sunrise to love, to grow, to heal, and to try again. Imagine a man who wakes up tired, already worrying about the tasks ahead. His phone is full of messages, his schedule overflowing. He feels drained before the day has even begun. Now imagine another man. He opens his eyes, takes a deep breath, and softly whispers, "Thank you, God." He feels the air in his lungs, the warmth of his bed, the quiet peace of a new morning. The challenges are the same for both men, but their energies are worlds apart. The first carries stress, the second carries grace. Gratitude doesn't erase problems, but it shifts your focus. It teaches you to see what's right before worrying about what's wrong. It doesn't make your life perfect, it makes your heart peaceful. When you begin your day with gratitude, you open a direct line between your heart and the divine. It's as if you say, "God, I see your hand in my life." And the more you notice His presence, the more He shows it to you. Gratitude multiplies blessings because it makes you aware of them. A thankful heart becomes a magnet for miracles. Life may still have struggles, but you no longer face them from a place of lack. You face them from a place of strength. Because when your heart is full, your challenges lose their power. Think of how differently your day goes when you start it with appreciation instead of anxiety. A person who complains about traffic feels tension with every honk and delay. But the one who thanks God for having a vehicle, for having legs that walk, for having a destination to go to, that person feels peace even in the middle of chaos. Gratitude doesn't change your path, it changes your perception. And perception is everything. A grateful person finds meaning in the smallest gestures: a smile from a stranger, the sound of birds, the taste of morning tea, the laughter of a loved one. Each of these is a message from God saying, "You are blessed." Gratitude also makes relationships softer and stronger. When you thank the people around you, even for the little things, it creates connection. Saying thank you to your parents, your friends, or your colleagues reminds them that they matter. Gratitude is not only spiritual, it is deeply human. It bridges hearts. And when you appreciate others, you naturally receive more respect, more love, and more joy. The energy you give is the energy you live in. Sometimes, life will test you with pain, loss, or delay. In those moments, gratitude is harder, but that's when it's most powerful. It's easy to be grateful when everything goes right. It's divine to be grateful when nothing does. Because in pain, gratitude reminds you that even though things fall apart, God's hand still holds you together. Every hardship you survive, every tear you wipe, every lesson you learn, they all shape you into someone wiser and stronger. Gratitude helps you see that life isn't happening to you, it's happening for you. Think of a storm. When heavy rain falls, most people hide inside and complain about the weather. But a farmer looks at the same storm and smiles, because he knows the rain that others fear will help his crops grow. Gratitude teaches you to see storms as growth, not punishment. When you begin your day thanking God, even for what you don't understand yet, you shift from resistance to acceptance. That shift makes your energy unstoppable. You stop fighting life and start flowing with it. Every morning, make it a ritual, not out of habit, but from your heart. Before your feet touch the floor, take 3 deep breaths and thank God. Thank Him for the bed you slept in, the roof over your head, the chance to start again. Write down one thing you're grateful for each day. It could be something small, like a smile, or something big, like good health. Over time, you'll notice that life begins to feel lighter. You'll wake up excited, not exhausted. You'll begin to notice beauty where you once saw boredom. Gratitude is the most beautiful form of prayer. You don't need fancy words or long rituals. You just need awareness. Every thank you whisper is an offering to the divine. It's your way of saying, "I see you, God," even in the simple things. And when you see God in everything, everything starts working in your favor. So tomorrow morning, when you wake up, don't rush. Don't let the world invade your peace before your soul connects with God. Sit up, breathe deeply, and thank Him for the new sunrise, for the strength within you, for the chance to live another day. That small act of gratitude will fill you with energy no coffee can match. It will light a fire in your spirit that no storm can put out, because the one who begins the day with gratitude doesn't just live, they glow. They walk with God's blessings and unstoppable energy flowing through every heartbeat. Words are powerful. They carry an energy that can either lift your spirit or weigh it down. Every word you speak is like a seed planted in the soil of your life, and what you plant, you eventually harvest. That's why speaking positivity into your day is not just a motivational habit, it's a spiritual practice. When you choose to start your morning with uplifting, empowering words, you're not only shaping your mindset, you're shaping your reality, the universe, and more importantly, your own subconscious mind responds to the energy behind your words. What you repeatedly tell yourself becomes the truth you start to live. So many people wake up already defeated by their own thoughts. Before the day even begins, they say things like, "I'm tired, I can't handle this," or it's going to be another hard day. They don't realize that these small sentences are shaping their emotional state. Their mind believes what their mouth says. And because of that, their day begins under the cloud of their own words. But imagine someone else who wakes up, stretches, takes a deep breath, and says, I am grateful for this new day. I am strong, guided, and blessed. Today will bring me peace and opportunities. The difference is extraordinary. The second person has not just changed their language, they have changed their energy. Speaking positivity into your day doesn't mean you ignore reality or pretend that everything is perfect. It means you choose faith over fear, hope over worry, and strength over doubt. It means you understand that while you may not control everything that happens today, you do control how you respond. Your words are like the steering wheel of your mind. They direct your focus. If your words are filled with light, your mind follows that light. If your words are filled with darkness, your mind sinks into it. Think of it like this. When you plant flowers, you don't water the weeds. Yet every time you complain, doubt yourself, or speak negatively, you're watering the weeds in your mind. You're giving life to the very things that drain you. But when you speak words of strength and faith, you water your flowers, your confidence, your peace, your purpose. Over time, those flowers begin to bloom so beautifully that they outgrow the weeds completely. One of the simplest ways to fill your day with positivity is through daily affirmations. Start small. Look in the mirror and say, I am enough. I am guided by divine strength. I am capable of handling whatever comes my way. At first, it may feel strange, maybe even uncomfortable. But that's only because you're breaking years of negative self-talk. Keep going. Repetition creates belief, and belief creates transformation. Slowly, those words will begin to sink deeper into your heart until they become part of who you are. Let's take a simple daily example. Suppose you're preparing for a meeting or an important task. You can either say, I hope I don't mess this up, or I will do my best and that is enough. The situation is the same, but the outcome changes because your mindset changes. Positive speech aligns your energy with calmness and confidence. Negative speech aligns it with fear and hesitation. The choice is always yours, to empower your day or to limit it. Even science supports this truth. Studies show that positive self-talk reduces stress, increases resilience, and boosts overall well-being. But beyond science, there's a spiritual truth: your words have vibration. Every word you speak sends ripples into the universe and into your own soul. When you speak with love, gratitude, and confidence, those vibrations come back to you multiplied. That's why people who speak with faith often find unexpected blessings. They're speaking them into existence. It's not just about how you speak to yourself, it's also about how you speak to others. When you offer someone a kind word, you're giving them a piece of light that could brighten their entire day. A simple, you're doing great, or I'm proud of you, might sound small, but for someone struggling, it can mean the world. Words can heal hearts, inspire action, and awaken hope. But they can also wound deeply if used carelessly. So, use them wisely. Speak with kindness, not just because the world needs it, but because you need it. Every time you choose kindness, it reflects back into your own energy. Another way to speak positivity into your day is through prayer or gratitude statements. You might say, "Thank you, God, for guiding me today. Thank you for the lessons that will help me grow. Thank you for surrounding me with peace." Gratitude is the most powerful form of positive speech. because it shifts your attention from what's missing to what's present. It reminds you that no matter what happens, you are blessed in ways that often go unnoticed. There will be days when positivity feels hard, when life seems heavy and your words feel empty. But those are the days when you need it the most. Speaking light into darkness is what faith truly means. It's saying, even if I don't see the path right now, I trust that it exists. Those words become a prayer, a vibration of hope that calls new strength into your spirit. Over time, your inner voice transforms from one that criticizes to one that comforts, from one that doubts to one that believes. When you make positivity your language, you also attract it from others. People can feel your energy even before you speak. A person who carries positive energy in their words creates peace wherever they go. They lift others simply by being present. They don't need to shout or force inspiration. Their calmness speaks louder than words. And that is the true essence of spiritual power: gentle, quiet, and deeply impactful. So tomorrow morning, when you wake up, pay attention to your first words. They set the tone for your entire day. Replace "I'm tired" with "I'm grateful to be alive." Replace "I can't do this" with "I'll do my best." Replace "everything goes wrong for me" with "every challenge is a lesson in disguise." Speak to someone the way you would speak to someone you love, because you deserve that was due to someone we. And as the day unfolds, keep those words alive in your actions, your attitude, and your heart. When your words carry positivity, your energy becomes magnetic. You attract peace, strength, and opportunities without chasing them. Life begins to unfold with grace, not struggle. And at the end of the day, when you look back, you realize that everything changed the moment your words did. Because when you speak light, you become light, and that light makes you unstoppable. Before the world demands your attention, before messages flood your phone, before the noise of life begins to pull you in every direction, take a moment to connect with the one who gave you this very day. Connecting with God before connecting with the world isn't just a spiritual idea, it's a life-changing practice that shapes the energy, peace, and clarity with which you live. When you give God your first moments in the morning, you don't just invite Him into your day, you allow Him to lead it. Those few minutes of divine connection create a calm that stays with you long after you leave your room. Think about how most people start their mornings. They wake up to the sound of their alarm, instantly check their phone, scroll through messages, glance at social media, and within minutes, their mind is already filled with comparisons, worries, or distractions. The day hasn't even begun, yet their spirit feels heavy. Their energy feels scattered. Their focus is already divided. Now imagine another person, someone who wakes up, takes a deep breath, and sits in silence for a few moments. Instead of reaching for the phone, they reach for peace. They close their eyes and whisper, "God, thank you for this new day. Guide me, protect me, and walk with me." That short, sincere connection fills them with strength and serenity. The world is the same for both people, but one starts with chaos, the other with clarity. When you begin your day by connecting with God, you start from a place of inner stability. It's like anchoring your boat before the tides of the day begin to move. No matter how rough the waters become, you remain steady. Life will still bring challenges, traffic, deadlines, disagreements, but your reaction to them changes. Instead of reacting with frustration, you respond with calm. Instead of feeling drained, you feel guided. Because you're no longer walking through your day alone, you're walking with the awareness that God is beside you in every step, every choice, every breath. In today's fast-paced world, people often underestimate the power of stillness. We think productivity means movement, but true productivity starts with alignment. You can move fast and still be lost. But when you take time to connect with God, you align your spirit before your schedule. That alignment gives meaning to your actions and peace to your purpose. It's like tuning a musical instrument before playing. If it's not tuned, even the best song will sound off. Similarly, when your soul isn't tuned with the divine, even success feels empty, even victories feel incomplete. But when your heart is connected, every task feels lighter, every moment feels sacred. There's a beautiful example in daily life. Picture a candle. When you light it in the morning, its flame stands tall and steady, shining even in stillness. That flame represents your inner energy, calm yet powerful. But if the wind of distraction hits it early, the flame flickers and weakens. Connecting with God in the morning is like protecting that flame. It's about guarding your peace before the noise of the world blows it away. Even 5 minutes of silence, prayer, or reflection can shield you from hours of negativity. It doesn't have to be complicated. You don't need elaborate rituals or long prayers. Just sit quietly, breathe deeply. Feel your heartbeat and remember that it beats because of Him. Talk to God like a friend, honestly, freely, without fear. Tell Him your plans, your worries, your hopes. You'll feel a sense of warmth rising in your heart, as if peace itself is answering you. That is God's presence, gentle yet powerful, unseen yet deeply felt. The moment you invite Him into your mind, your thoughts begin to soften. The noise in your head starts to fade, replaced by a quiet confidence that you are being guided. Even science agrees that how you start your morning affects your entire day. When you begin with silence and gratitude, your mind releases calming chemicals that reduce stress and increase focus. But more than that, connecting with God adds a layer of meaning that science cannot measure. It feeds your soul. It gives your actions purpose. It reminds you that you are not just existing, you are living with divine intention. When challenges come, and they always do, you'll notice the difference. The person who began the day without inner connection will panic, overthink, and feel lost. But the one who began with God will pause, breathe, and say, "This too shall pass." That pause is power. That calmness is faith in action. It's the proof that when your mind connects to God first, your problems lose their grip on you. Connecting with God also reshapes your relationships. When your heart is calm, your words are kinder. When your spirit is centered, your reactions are gentler. You listen more deeply, love more sincerely, and forgive more easily. Because when you felt divine peace in your morning, it becomes easier to share that peace with others. You no longer seek validation from people because you already feel valued by God. That simple shift can transform how you interact with the world. Try this tomorrow. When you wake up, resist the urge to rush. Sit quietly, close your eyes, and say, "God, be with me today. Help me see good in every moment, speak with kindness, and walk with strength." You'll feel an invisible hand guiding you through the day. Small irritations won't bother you as much. Difficult people won't drain your energy. Because you're no longer reacting from your ego, you're responding from your soul. That is the true power of connecting with God before connecting with the world. The world will always demand your attention, but you have the choice of who gets it first. If you give your first attention to God, the rest of the day falls beautifully into place. But if you give it to the world, You'll spend the day chasing peace that was already waiting for you within. So every morning, choose silence before scrolling, prayer before pressure, connection before chaos. Because when you start your day with God, you don't just move through the world, you move with grace. And a person who walks with grace can never be shaken, no matter how loud the world becomes. What you feed your mind each morning becomes the fuel that drives your entire day. Just as your body needs nourishing food to stay strong, your mind needs nourishing thoughts to stay peaceful and powerful. Most people wake up and fill their minds with noise, endless scrolling, negative news, gossip, or distractions that slowly drain their energy before the day even begins. They wonder why they feel tired, anxious, or uninspired, even when nothing major has happened. It's because the quality of what you feed your mind decides the quality of your emotions, and your emotions shape the quality of your life. Feeding your mind with light, not noise, is one of the most transformative choices you can make. When you begin your morning with wisdom, positivity, and purpose, you invite clarity into your life. The mind is like fertile soil. Whatever you plant in it grows. If you plant seeds of fear, doubt, and comparison, you'll harvest anxiety. But if you plant seeds of faith, gratitude, and peace, you'll harvest strength and joy. What you allow in becomes what flows out. Think about a simple morning routine. One person wakes up and immediately scrolls through social media. Within 5 minutes, they've seen people flaunting success, luxury, and happiness. Subconsciously, their mind begins to compare. They feel behind. They feel less. They start the day with a sense of inadequacy. Another person wakes up, lights a candle, listens to a short spiritual talk, or reads an inspiring page from a book that uplifts the soul. They start their day reminded of gratitude, purpose, and peace. Both people face the same world, but the second walks through it with calmness, while the first carries invisible stress. That's the difference between feeding your mind with light and feeding it with noise. Noise isn't just loud sounds. It's also emotional clutter. It's the arguments you replay, the worries you feed, the unnecessary comparisons you make. It's the negativity that sneaks into your thoughts and steals your peace. The mind, when left unguarded, becomes a home for chaos. But when you consciously choose what enters, your mind becomes a temple of tranquility. The moment you decide that your peace is more valuable than your phone, more valuable than gossip, more valuable than external validation, that's the moment you start mastering your energy. A great way to feed your mind with light is through intentional mornings. Start with silence. Silence is not emptiness, it's full of answers. It's in silence that you can hear your own thoughts, feel your emotions, and reconnect with your inner self. After silence, fill your mind with something positive. A motivational message, a prayer, a line of wisdom. Even 5 minutes of positivity can outweigh hours of negativity. The mind doesn't need quantity, it needs quality. Imagine your mind as a beautiful garden. Every thought is a seed. If you let weeds grow, negativity, fear, comparison, they will soon take over. But if you plant flowers, gratitude, kindness, and faith, your garden will bloom with peace. The difference lies in what you choose to water. Many people unknowingly water the weeds by constantly feeding their minds with stress. They wake up to news that focuses on disasters. They listen to people who complain, and they surround themselves with noise that adds no value. But when you consciously turn toward light, by reading something uplifting, listening to peaceful music, or reflecting on your blessings, your mind begins to bloom with strength and serenity. Even during the day, You can notice how what you consume affects your mood. Spend an hour listening to negative conversations, and your energy feels drained. Spend the same hour reading something that uplifts your soul, and you feel lighter and more hopeful. The energy of your surroundings and the information you absorb shape your internal world. That's why protecting your mental space is an act of self respect. You cannot expect to have a peaceful mind if you constantly feed it with chaos. Take a simple example from daily life. Suppose you have 2 cups of water.